Now, of course, one of the basic insights of this new way of working that we were watching here is that the secret of love is that you agree to everything as it is. And trouble in a couple's relationship begins if somebody wants to change the other one. You see? And I do it as a little exercise first, you see. Now you close your eyes. And you look at your partner exactly as the partner is. Perhaps you haven't seen your partner so far because you had a certain image of the partner. An image by which you judged the partner in a certain way. Now you look at the partner as he or she is, and you say, yes, I love you as you are, exactly as you are. Now what happens to you if your partner says to you, I love you as you are, exactly as you are? Suddenly, the couple can relax. They feel safe with the other one because they are respected as they are, exactly as they are. And that is love. Consenting to the other one as he or she is, and of course consenting to yourself exactly as you are. And then comes the next step. You say to your partner, and I love your mother exactly as she is. And I like your father exactly as he is. You are as you are because your father and your mother are as they are. So they have a place in my heart. Though the partner can relax even more, they don't have to hide anything about their family. They know their family is welcome. Now there is a certain difficulty involved because both partners come from different families with a different code of values, and they have a different conscience. The man has another conscience as the woman because both come from a different family. And conscience binds us to our family in such a way that we know instinctively what we have to do in order to have the right to belong. And if we deviate in a way from the thinking and beliefs and the values of our family, we have a bad conscience. But since we meet now another person, a partner, who comes from a different family, suddenly we have to correct our own conscience. We have to make room in our own conscience for other values. And we have to acknowledge, for instance, that the family of the partner is of equal value as our own. So we have to expand our own conscience in order to make room for the partner and for his or her family. And if we cannot change, if we stick to our own conscience, and we think this conscience has a higher value than the conscience of the partner, then the couple is in for trouble. Those who are conscientious are children. They remain children. Adults know how to sin. Only sinners are grown up. Innocent people remain children. Now, sin doesn't mean that they do something bad, but they deviate from the conscience of their family for something greater and more universal. Now, the test whether we are able to grow up is if we have children and the couple has to decide how the children should be educated. Then the woman says, well, according to the values of our family, and the man says, according to the values of our family. But usually, the woman prevails. That's an observation, without any judgment, you see. And what is the result? If children are educated according to the values of the mother, children later on follow their father. Those who... Is it true? Can you follow me there? Because children are loyal to both parents. And if the one prevails over the other, then the children secretly follow the other one. That's why her father is such a strong influence in our society. Because very often they are rejected. Their values are rejected. Now, I'll come back to the issue of education, you see. The man and the woman agree that the values of both families are of equal value. And children can follow the values of their father and the values of their mother. And there's a beautiful sentence, you see, so that we can make children happy. So the woman says to a child, if I look at you, I see your father, and I love in you your father as he is, and I'm happy if you become like your father. Not so easy, is it, sometimes? And the other way around, the man looks at the child and says, if I look at you, I see in you your mother, and I love in you your mother, and I'm happy if you become like your mother. But this is love. And something else in addition. This is freedom. At that moment, the child is free to follow its own path. Shall I go on? Can you still listen? So? Well, the beginning is that we agree to our partner as he or she is. And of course, a relationship begins because the man misses a woman and a woman misses a man. They feel incomplete. They need the other one in order to be complete. But some are looking for an ideal partner. What is the ideal partner? The one who is exactly like me. Therefore, with an ideal partner, there's no growth possible. Everything is the same, the same, the same, the same. That's why they separate after some time, you see. Now, if the partner is different, necessarily different, then they grow by taking in from the partner what they themselves miss or don't have. And that is growth. Taking in more and more and more of what you did not have before. And that's why we grow in a partnership. The other day, Sophie made an observation. That so in Germany, it's only in Germany, of course, there are some very, well, respected spiritual books, you see, on spirituality and so on. And she said, they're all written by men. And those men don't have a woman. What do they know about spirituality? They haven't had to prove their personal growth, you see. Just imagine the Dalai Lama has a woman, or the Pope has a woman. Wouldn't be wonderful? Wouldn't they be able to say more than they say now, with another experience there? Well, this is the first thing in a partnership, that they say yes to one another as they are. And they say yes to one another as their families are. And they say yes to one another to their special destiny. And that's not so easy. Because once a couple come together, they engage in a common task. And of course, a common task in a partner